everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently had a chance to see Disenchanted, or Disenchantment, as I think it's Disenchantment. The series initially came out last year, and I was extremely excited because I am a massive Matt Groening fan, have been ever since I was 10 years old. And I just been wishing, hoping, praying, making petitions to God Almighty, please, please, dear Lord, make Matt Groening do a series about fantasy and medieval-esque adventures, epics, and legend, lore, etc. My petitions were granted. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it has a lot of elements that Futurama does, and there's actually an Easter egg in the very final episode, which if you blink, you're going to miss it. I missed it, and the only reason that I know about it is because my friend pointed it out, because usually I'm very astute in seeing Easter eggs like that, but it just went by in a blur, and I didn't even see it. I had to really look for it. I thought, oh wait, yeah, I saw something, but I don't really know what I'm looking at. So I just told him the truth. I said, I saw something, but I'm not sure what it was. And then he told me what it was, but I won't say because it's an Easter egg, and I don't want to give that away. Just leave it as a mystery, and if you decide to watch the series, then you'll see what I mean. You'll probably just have to pause it and really, or do it frame by frame, and really have to tease it out, because it's rude. It goes by like lightning. I personally love this series. I think it's absolutely hilarious. A lot of things about it I just absolutely adore. It's fun. It's your typical fragmented fairy tale. It makes fun of a lot of different fantasy epics like Princess Bride and D&D, Game of Thrones. I think it actually kind of made fun a little bit of just refining schools or charm schools, nunneries. I think that's more Shakespearean-esque, but that was a medieval thing as well. If a young woman was misbehaving or acting impolitely, especially in polite society, or in Tabini's case, she's the princess, so she has to adhere to royal protocols. So her father, Zog, sends her off to a nunnery in one of the episodes. This is so funny. It reminds me of that, and I adore Lucy. I know it's kind of odd me loving a demon again, but just it's like with the Devil's a part-timer. It's that whole thing. He's really Lucy isn't really a bad demon per se. He is a demon that has he's got empathy, which for a demonic character to possess is rather unique. So I thought that was very refreshing to see, because I don't think that good and evil are clear cut. I think that there are many shades within variations. I thought that seeing Tress MacNeille, I just love her. She is so talented, and I thought, I know that cackle anywhere. That's Tress MacNeille, and it was the same, crazy cat lady cackle, but she actually plays a witch. Well, a witch. Ooh, that's gonna be a spoiler. I can't give that away because it's a very twisted version of Hansel and Gretel, and I just adore it every second because I love Hansel and Gretel. And yeah, well, it's part of my heritage, but it was the best version of Hansel and Gretel I've ever seen, other than the one in Shrek, which I think is absolutely genius and so creative and innovative. And this one I thought was even better. It had more of a murderous, well, it was more, it's a little bit different where Bean is actually coming from, and you'll see why if you watch the series. But you got your trio of course, it's the power of three that we get into, but you've got Bean and Lucy and Elfo, and Lucy isn't what he seems, and Elfo certainly isn't what he seems, even though Elfo comes across as a rather one-dimensional character at first, so he really isn't. He is a sensational character. He's spectacular, but he is smitten with Bean, and you think, oh, please let this ship sail, and they do something terrible to the ship, and you think, ah! There were some moments in it that, just as a Homestuck fan, I had to laugh out loud because it had a lot of stair gags. Actually, it was a repeating gag with the stairs. I'm like, the stairs, I told you, man, I told you, bro, watch out for the stairs. Of course, my friends look at me like, you're weird. Well, I said, out of context, it makes no sense unless you read Homestuck. And he's just rolling his eyes and looking at me, and I can't help it. I mean, there was a time, and I did this last year, I was, oh man, I went to see Spamalot, and I myself was a staircase gag, so I fell down, I slipped down one stair, like, I told you, man, I told you, bro, watch out for the stairs. I said it out loud, other people looking at me like, you're really weird, and I'm thinking to myself, thank you. But I think I'm going to draw for myself is when a character, I'm going to draw Aridin going, sad. Because this just is so him. It's just, it illustrates him to a T, and out of context that makes no sense, but it's so perfect, and I'd love to see somebody else do it. If you do it, I'll buy a print off of you, and I'll love you forever. Just don't make it too much, because Aridin's my favorite. But anyway, I'm going all over the place. Sorry, my train of thought is rather sporadic. But this series is absolutely terrific. And I honestly am looking forward to season 2. And season 2 apparently is in the works. But with Netflix, you never know. So, I like Bean. Even though Bean is a degenerate drunk. I think I could cosplay as her, though I'm not drunk myself, but I love her because she's rather, I'm not anything like her. She's underhanded. Well, she has a good reason to be underhanded, but you figure out the reason exactly why she is. But oh man, that was an interesting twist. I mean, I saw it coming. It was one of those twists that you could discern going into the series itself, and then when it's actually revealed, you think, oh my. Another thing I wanted to mention, like I said, Tress MacNeille is a voice actress, and of course Billy West, who starred as Fry in Futurama, and then John DiMaggio, who plays Jake in Adventure Time, plays the king. I just I just say the whole voice cast is absolutely sensational. It's spectacular. But he makes the show. He really steals it. He's the limelight Bogarter in this case. But I love him throughout the whole thing because just his inflection, his timing is absolutely tip top. And he knows his stuff. It just is comedy in its purest regard. I also like the fact that another one of my favorite voice actors, who is Maurice LaMarche, it's funny seeing he and Tress together because I think, Animaniacs, and it's just nostalgia for me. So if you're a fan of The Simpsons or Futurama, I would give it a chance. I know a lot of people have panned it saying, oh, it's terrible. It's got potential. It really does. For first season, I say it's substantial in the world that it's creating in Dreamland. And of course, it's interesting because you've got Dreamland and this other world that's inhabited with amphibious beings, and they have an alliance. Of course, that's due to Queen Ula, but her story is very interesting as well. I like the Bonnie Prince as well. The Bonnie Prince reminds me of Ralph quite a bit. I mean, he's not mentally challenged like Ralph is. He's more self-deprecating and always he's a people pleaser, and he's a mama's boy. He's nothing like his sister at all. They get along, but you can tell that Beanie has the Bonnie Prince under her thumb, and anything that he could say to rat her out would get him in deep trouble. But it's so funny. I love it. But other than that, that's all I have to say about Disenchantment. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.